Welcome back to Unfiltered. Listen, folks, you're not wasting your time with the show, I promise. I warned you months ago, actually July of 2021 in my podcast, about the FBI potentially abusing this spyware program known as Pegasus. FBI confirms it obtained NSO's Pegasus spyware. You know what Pegasus is? Yeah, Pegasus basically hijacks your phone, microphone, camera, everything. You want that in your room? Yeah, give a look about Pegasus. Scare the hell out of you. Now, listen, unfortunately, new alarms are going off about how close the FBI actually came to using Pegasus to spy on us, Americans. But could it still happen? Joining me now is a frequent guest of the show, someone who's witnessed the FBI's abuses firsthand, former FBI special agent, whistleblower as well, Kyle Seraphin. Kyle, thanks so much for your time. You're a real patriot when it comes to this stuff. We appreciate you speaking out. This scares me, Kyle. It's no-click spyware. All I've got to do is send you an email on your phone. You don't even got to click on it. The FBI has everything. What's stopping them from abusing this at this point?
Well, we've got to be pretty clear because NSO is an Israeli software, right? It's cyber warfare tools, and it's used to do that, like you said, the no-click exploitation of an iPhone. But it's really only geared for external, like non-US phone numbers, and so that's what keeps them from using Pegasus specifically internally. That's what we're led to believe by the New York Times. But they created a second follow-up program that's called Phantom, and the only customer that's allowed are U.S. government entities, U.S. government agencies. And so Phantom is designed to only exploit U.S. phone numbers. And if they keep it internally, like that's a tool that could be used domestically with no problem. We're told they're not being used they're not using it at all. But what's to say that the FBI's operational technology division didn't, reverse engineer it and use some variant thereof? And it's definitely a real possibility.
That's what worries me, Kyle. We get into this, euphemisms game here. Oh, we're not using Pegasus. We're using Smegasus, and it's just a different thing. I mean, we can't trust them. And my principle I've always operated on here is it's not the program. These programs are going to exist. You know it, Kyle, these spy programs. Its rules of engagement have to be strict. And I'm just afraid they're too loose, and it leaves it too much up to the discretion of the FBI. Your thoughts?
Well, this is a concern that the FBI's had. Like I said, I'm beating the drum that the FBI considers itself an intelligence agency first. Intelligence agencies want information. That's what they do. And this goes back to 2014 with former director Jim Comey. It was called the Going Dark Initiative. They're concerned about end-to-end encrypted apps and things that they couldn't access because Americans, have a right to privacy. We believe that we should be able to share some information. The idea that they would compromise your phone, and a lot of people keep information on their phone that they wouldn't share with their spouse even. It's one of the most private things that we carry around all day. And so just knowing that and knowing that they might compromise, your walk, your gait, your geolocation, your microphones and your all the files on there, including the actual cameras, it's a terrifying prospect. And, if we lived in China, maybe that would be expected, but not in this country.
Yeah, I'd rather have you in my safe than in my phone. Topic 2, I got about a minute left, Kyle. But court papers released this week, we found out that the FBI did, in fact, the conspiracy theory is true, have informants inside groups on January 6th. Christopher Wray said this. Take a listen when asked about the FBI's involvement in January 6th.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th prior to the doors being open?
Again, I had to be very careful.
It should be a no. Can you not tell the American people no?
Should not read anything into my decision not to share information.
Director.
Kyle, should we take that as a yes?
It's just the audacity of the FBI director to go up in front of the oversight committees that are there to put the check and balance in on the powers of the FBI and to say that I'm not going to answer your question. I don't think America should accept it. I'm really optimistic that we see something different in January when Representative Jim Jordan takes over. It's got to happen. I mean, the FBI requires guardrails. It's got to be, kept from careening off into the First Amendment protected activities, and we're not seeing it. So I'm really hopeful that there's a change as the year turns over to 2023, and we just see something that represents what we all expected to see, which is an FBI reined in.
Yeah, I mean, if their story's true, Kyle, and I got to run, and this is the worst incident since 9/11 in Pearl Harbor, then we're entitled to know what the FBI is rolling it was. Whistleblower, former FBI agent, American patriot, Kyle Seraphin. Thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, Dan.
Folks, federal law enforcement corruption drives me crazy. So what is being done to hold the FBI accountable? We know the Biden administration's coordinated with big tech to censor free speech. That's not a question, folks. That's a fact. Now, thankfully, a coalition of GOP attorneys general they're moving forward with a lawsuit against the FBI. Let's get them on the record to expose the corruption. Finally, joining me now for an exclusive interview is the man behind the lawsuit, Missouri Attorney General, and now, which is terrific, Senator